ranking every Pixar movie. First up, I gotta put Toy Story 1 at A tier. Sid is still one of my favorite Pixar villains. It was a great story about not abusing, and overall, just great animation still holds up to this day. Alright, next up is A Bug's Life. I'm sorry, if you genuinely like A Bug's Life in 2024, you need to wake up. For those of you that haven't watched A Bug's Life, first things first, don't. Second thing second, it's about an ant who basically just gets pressed by the mafia the entire time. Next up is Toy Story 2. I think Toy Story 2 was a great sequel to Toy Story 1. Basically, Woody is an extremely rare collector's toy that accidentally got sold to freaking Lester. And overall, I just have a lot of nostalgia with Toy Story 2. I'm putting it in straight A tier. But don't get me wrong, I'm still putting Toy Story 1 higher on the A tier than Toy Story 2. Next up, Toy Story 3. First things first.
Go see Toy Story 3. Toys are back in town.
Toy Story 3 is a solid B tier. Next, we got Monsters Incorporated. I'm also putting this at A tier. You can sue me. It's one of the best Pixar movies I have ever watched. Next, there's Monsters University. Arguably better than Monsters Incorporated. This is my first S tier. I think it really nicely tunes in to the backstory and friendship of Sully and Mike Wazowski. Also, they're pretty silly goofy. It's time for the first decent hot take of the video. My hot take is that Finding Nemo is not that good of a movie. I feel like the only good thing about it is that it has the highest kill count in Pixar history. That's the only reason I'm not putting it in D. So I'm going to put Finding Nemo in C, and since Finding Dory is just Finding Nemo, but with dementia, I'm putting it at D. Now the next 5 movies, I'm convinced that this is peak Pixar. There is nothing you can do to beat this for me. Number 1, Incredibles 1. I love Incredibles 2, don't get me wrong, but Incredibles 1 did not care about killing off people, okay? Syndrome died horrifically, and I love that. A tier. Next on the list is Up. I think Up, okay, you can't even lie. Up is one of the saddest backstories I have ever seen in a Pixar or Disney movie ever. Like, I was straight up bawling my eyes out when I saw this. That being said, it's another A tier movie. Cars 1 is S tier. There is nothing you can do to beat Cars 1 for me. Cars 2 is A tier because just Cars 1, but more. And I genuinely think the story of Cars 3 was so good. It's about the gas cars still being able to compete with the electric cars today. So Cars 3 is also going in S tier. Ratatouille is one of the best Pixar movies ever. I think it's still up there with Cars 3 and 1. I'm putting Ratatouille in S tier, and you can't stop me. Also, hey!
Anyone can cook!
Also, The Rats. Now this one might be a little controversial as well, but I'm putting The Good Dinosaur at a low C, okay? I'm putting it below Finding Nemo because I think the only memorable thing about it is that it's memorable. That I seriously can't remember the story other than all the dinosaurs being like, I'm a goofy little carnivore, and then he was like, I'm a goofy little vegetarian. I'm putting Incredibles 2 at a high B. It's better than Toy Story 3, I think, but it will never be Incredibles 1. You gotta admit, the plot twist in Incredibles 2 was crazy. I'm putting WALL-E at a good B tier just because of its animation, and then I'm also gonna put Onward in D tier. It was so bad. It was the only thing comparable to Turning Red, I swear. And speak of the devil, I think we're just not gonna rate Turning Red. I think we should give Turning Red its own tier. We'll give Turning Red a double F tier. Inside Out, in my opinion, was super overrated. I'm gonna put it in B tier. But on the other hand, I feel like Coco was what Pixar needed. Coco had good story, good animation, good ending. It was one of the best newer Pixar movies that I can think of to date. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say another controversial take. I think that Toy Story 4 should not have happened. Okay? The story was perfectly fine ending at Toy Story 3. The toys are back in town. But no one at Pixar thought that. They said, we've been making this series since 1995. Let's drag it on to get more money. And then it was just a really bad movie. And I'm still to this day convinced that no one actually likes Toy Story 4 more than 1, 2, or 3. I'm putting both Luca and Soul at a high B tier. There wasn't anything too special. It was good animation, a decent story, and a decent message. I put Lightyear in a solid A tier. It wasn't that good of a movie, but it gave us a good backstory on what the Buzz Lightyear toy in the Toy Story movies was based off of. And finally, the last movie of the list, Elemental. Unpopular opinion, I think Elemental was pretty good. It's basically a movie screaming at you, hey, no more racism. And for that reason, I'm giving it a low A tier. Finally, we are finished with the Pixar tier list. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting daily anymore. I'm just trying to do more long-form content than short-form. Make sure to like and subscribe, but it's always optional, of course. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.